Good morning, friends. Thank you for making the time to come here and be with us this morning. Our board chair, Kenji Kabir, and I have prepared a letter I'd like to read for you this morning in response to the sexual misconduct report conducted by Corzine O'Connor has now come out. You will be receiving copies of this later on, but I want to read the statement to you this morning to set the stage for us. I want to name that pieces of what I will be reading to you may be hard for some of you to hear, but I ask you to find the strength to lean into it. The report itself will also be difficult for some of us to read. I ask you to lean into that as well. Friends, today marks not an ending, but an important beginning for Hesston College. We would like to share with you now the full message that Kenji and I have prepared. Dear Hesston College community, we are writing to you to provide the report on Corzine O'Connor's complete report on their external review of the college's policies, procedures, and practices related to the gender and sexual misconduct, harassment, and violence. It will be posted on our website immediately following formation this morning. We want to share with you, as two people who love Hesston College and believe in its mission, that we found reading this report and its description of how we have failed our students painful, humbling, and saddening. To our students who are impacted by the college's failure to extend our own and the college's most sincere apologies, we commit to doing all that we can to earn back your trust in the college. This report provides a level of candor and clarity that is critical to understanding the depth and breadth of the issues we must confront. Its findings must serve as a seminal point of change at our college. In its detailed accounting of Hesston College's Title IX practices, this report makes clear how much work the college must do to live up to its values and our commitment to our students. The report demonstrates that the college has failed to consistently carry out its Title IX policies and procedures, and has failed to consistently meet its Title IX obligations to our community. In many aspects of our response to the Title IX report, the college has been insensitive to the experience and needs of our students, making traumatic experiences worse. That is both heartbreaking and beyond acceptable. Hesston must be better than this. This report draws upon the experience of Corzine O'Connor's institutional response group with colleges and universities across this country. It reflects the candor and integrity we sought in engaging them to provide us with a frank and unflinching assessment of the college's Title IX work. The findings detailed in the report resulted from Corzine O'Connor's extensive research into Hesston College's Title IX policies, procedures, and practices, most notably through their conversations since last fall with students, faculty, staff, alumni, parents, and other stakeholders, and their review of extensive related documentation, including 35 Title IX reports filed over the past 5 years. We're grateful to everyone who spoke with the Corzine O'Connor team for having the courage and the care to do so. Your participation and engagement were vital to the identification and understanding of the specific issues in the report and to helping us chart a course forward. The steps the college must take to change the way it applies Title IX investigative complaints and supports those who report sexual misconduct are numerous and extensive. On behalf of the Board of Directors, we commit the college to taking these steps without reservation. In doing so, Hesston College will be guided by the comprehensive and meaningful recommendations for change that this report provides at its conclusion. We will also continue to consult the demands submitted by the students in November. We have made progress on some of these demands since that time and will continue to consult them as we work to implement the findings of the Corzine O'Connor report. We encourage you to visit the FAQ section of the webpage we have created on the Title IX site for more details on the progress toward meeting these demands. The issue the college must address and correct include: 1, we must increase the resources invested in training and supporting administrators, staff, and faculty to prevent sexual harassment and assault, to meet the full requirements of Title IX reporting and resolution obligations, and to support survivors with compassion. We must scrutinize all processes and practices used in receiving, reviewing, investigating, and adjudicating Title IX reports and complaints, and in following up with and supporting those affected by related decisions. 3, while the principle and practice of restorative justice resolutions are fundamental to the many aspects of our campus life, we must recognize that it may only be used to address matters of sexual and gender-based harassment and violence when both parties voluntarily agree to do so after being fully informed of all procedural and resolution options. When used in such matter, there must be consistent, clear, and well-guided processes led by individuals with thorough training in restorative justice practice in the context of sexual and gender-based harassment and violence. The college will invest the time, resources, and efforts necessary to implement these and other aspects of the report's recommendations. The first steps towards doing so, we are taking the following actions immediately. 1, we will work with Corzine O'Connor to initiate prompt, trauma-informed restorative outreach to those affected by the college's insufficient actions in response to their reports. 2, we will provide educational and professional development programming for all senior leaders to ensure they have the necessary expertise in Title IX and related matters. 3, we will ensure that all campus administrators, faculty, and staff who are or may be involved in the response to a report have sufficient training and support to ensure that these types of failures cannot occur again. We will immediately initiate and search for an external partner firm with expertise in Title IX institutional change to help prioritize the Corzine O'Connor recommendations, build a plan of action, and track our implementation to ensure its prompt, effectiveness, and meaningful. With the above partner as a means of public accountability, we will keep the Hesston College community regularly informed of our Title IX efforts and provide opportunities to gather related feedback. And finally, we will identify and designate additional funding and support these efforts. We have created a webpage that includes the report, related background information, frequently asked questions, and resources for reporting incidents of sexual misconduct. We will be communicating again before the end of the semester with further updates as we process the full magnitude of the report and its implications and take steps to enact a comprehensive action plan toward change. We have also created an email address, questions@hesston.edu, to gather questions, comments, concerns, and other feedback that you or anyone in the Hesston community may wish to share with college administrators implementing the above actions. We also understand that after reading this report, individuals may wish to report their own experiences. We encourage you to do so. Reports of sexual and gender-based harassment and violence can be made directly to the college's Title IX coordinator, Whitney Douglas, at whitney.douglas@hesston.edu, or telephone her at 620-327-8342, or on our online reporting form. As this overview suggests, for some, this report is likely to be difficult to read. Please know that our campus counselor, Laura Sharp, and Safe Hope, as well as the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 1-800-656-4673, are available to anyone who may need them. Thank you all for those who participated in this process, and to the students, faculty, and staff and alumni who use their voices to demand change. We are very grateful to you. On Monday, after you have an opportunity to read the report, I invite you to join me again at formation, where we can engage in dialogue and discussion about both its contents and findings, and importantly, what actions we must take to move forward. Today marks a new beginning. We must, going forward, always put the needs of our students first. We must ensure the institution is always here to serve them, remaining student-centered, and we must work every single day to fully live up to our values. With grace, Joseph A. Monicum, President, and Kenji Kabira, Chair, Board of Directors. Friends, I can't emphasize the magnitude of this report and what is in front of us. It is not that we are broken, that we are frailed, but it clearly speaks to a system that needs some self-reflecting and a time for us to come together and regroup to look at the issues of sexual misconduct on this campus and how we engage with it. As your president, I am deeply troubled by this report. The depth of this report has not sunken in for me fully just yet. I've had the report for probably about 36 hours right now. I've read through it a couple of times. It's thick, about 53 pages. I'll read it through again several times this weekend. I invite you, I encourage you to do the same. We can only move forward as community. I commit myself to change. It must start with me, and it must spread across the campus. I'm not sure what those changes are yet for the institution, but those changes must be done in a conversation among ourselves. It cannot be done in isolation. I cannot do this work alone. Our administrators cannot do this work alone. So we ask you, we invite you to come sit at the table with us. And let's lean into the college that we aspire to be. A college that's loving, that's caring, that's accepting of all, that works at mutuality and transformation. We can do this. That I am confident of. One of the things that struck me as I read this report is I looked through the campus directory. I looked at your pictures. I looked at the pictures of our faculty and staff as I held the report. And I asked myself, I said, so where is the maliciousness here? And frankly, there's not a maliciousness. But there was a falling apart where we did not come together. And we can do better, we must do better. Change takes all of us. Not only in this matter of sexual misconduct, but in other ways. I've said from the beginning, Hesston College has no enemies. We don't. We have friends who are walking with us. Brave members among us and beyond us have spoken up in a very brave space that they have stepped into. And we now must step into that space and respond. This is a good thing. Honesty is a good thing. Transparency is a good thing, and we must be more transparent. And we can only do that in dialogue, in community. As we leave this space today, I'm sure there's different emotions running through us for each one of us. With us this morning is Laura Sharp, our counselor, and our pastor, Kathy Neufeld-Dunn. They're both here to listen to you if you desire that space now. I'm not sure what other needs you have, but please make them known. Please don't be afraid to come to me or others, to Whitney. Let's talk. I've got the shoulders to bear this and to listen. And you need to know that. It may be painful for me to hear your voices, but I need to hear that. Please don't hide from me. Don't hide your voices from me. Make them known to me so that we can together move forward. That's what I ask. Let's start a new chapter together. Let's come together in prayer. Creator God, we come to you this morning. I don't have words, Lord. But you know our hearts. You know our pains even deeper than we do. You know the pain of our students, Lord, of what they have faced. Be with them, Lord. Be with them. Hold them in your gentleness. Fill us, Lord, with your love, with your grace, with your wisdom, with your knowledge. Show us the path that we need to go down and give us the strength to do it. Give us the ears to listen. Give us the bravery to see the brokenness within our own selves. Forgive us, Lord, for our failures. But hold us and walk with us, Lord. Lord, I lift up this beloved community to you today. Hold it. Walk with us, be with us. These things, Lord, we pray in Jesus' blessed name. Amen. Go in God's love. Amen. You are adjourned.